is a pleasure to talk to you guys on this beautiful Thursday that we got going on. Sorry for the little late delay, but the weather here has been weird. Anybody that lives in Vegas will tell you it's been a little weird right now with wind and everything. So hopefully, hopefully everybody out there's good. That's why we have a little late start today. But we're here. We're here. We're just a little late. Tomorrow we promise to do better. We will be on time tomorrow. I hope. No more weirdness. But today it's all about the Broncos. They are next on the clock. Thank you so much, Michael. Yeah, nothing too life threatening. It's just weather weird, weird weather here. But the Broncos all good. They are having the 12th pick overall after finishing the season 8 and 9. And there he is, Brandon. What's happening, man? How are you doing today? Yeah, good. Yeah, so sorry about the late start. Like I mentioned, weather has been crazy here in Vegas. Because here's the thing about the state. We don't get all the seasons, right? We just get winter, summer. We might get a little spring, maybe. And what's weird is Monday, it was a nice day. Everything was good. And then Tuesday, it was like, okay, this is a little weird. And then these last 2 days have been like super windy. So I have my neighbor's roof, some of the roof, little, like, not the roof like a whole thing, but like the little tiles and stuff like that. Like they, it's been that hard that some of them fell like into, like, it's been a little windy, let's put it that way. So I'm just making sure that the neighborhood's good, but we're good. Luckily, I put in a new roof. Yeah, I literally put a new roof in about a month ago. So we're good. So I think I got it. I called it. Buzzer beater, new roof. You know what I mean? So I think we're good. I think we're okay. I think we're good. Yeah, so we're good. Like, it's kind of like messed up because, like, I'll be driving like home and then coming back like into the street. I'll see like little missing, like shingles and sometimes, and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure that's in my front. I'm pretty sure this one's your front yard. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure this belongs to you. Here you go. Like, here. I didn't know if you want this back. you know. So it's but yeah, no, we're all good. It was just like I said, just a little windy, but we'll get through it. And then I'm actually gonna miss it because once it gets to the summertime, man, it sucks. It sucks here, man. Winter times here or summer times here, oh, they suck. They suck. It's not. It's just dry heat. It's like opening like a furnace, and you're just like, oh. I feel like that mom from the movie Terminator 2 from Judgment Day. When the nuke goes off and she's at the gate, like, ah. That's how I feel during the summer. Just ah. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, man. That's summer. That's summertime for me. It's like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to do anything. Like, don't even invite me anywhere. Just don't do it. Don't do it. But no, we're good. But let's get to the Broncos, shall we? Enough about my roofing problems, or enough of my neighborhood problems. Let's get into the Broncos, shall we? The Broncos, 8-9, pick number 12. 19th best offense, 27th best defense. And to say that the Broncos season, to me, what I'll remember the most about 2023 for the Broncos season is, I think there's a lot of finger pointing for the Denver Broncos. And whose fault is it? Who really brought this down and what happened? Some people want to point at ownership. Some people want to point at Russell Wilson. Some people want to point at Sean Payne. Some people just want to point at the team directly. The players involved on the team. It's a lot, right? I mean, there is a lot. And then, literally just last week, we had a former Bronco player, Mark Schlereth, getting into it with Jerry Jeudy. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Denver because usually, when you have a new ownership. It's sort of like the, like, okay, like we're turning a new leaf and we're doing this, but it's been anything but that. It's been trouble. It feels anger, I guess. Like it feels like there's a lot of their egos are walking through the door. They're not leaving it at the door. They're not, checking themselves at the door. They're not, accountability maybe. I'm not there. But from look outside looking in, what I see is a lot of mistrust, trust issues. Brandon, talk to me, man. What is it? Like, what do you think it is? Because it has to boil it down to something, right? And here's the thing. It's like, well, Brandon, that might be over exaggerating. We've seen teams go from the bottom, and people will use like Detroit. It's like they've been bad for years, and they just found. But yeah, but you got to understand when it comes to Detroit, it was the best way I could describe Detroit. And this is just me. I'm not going to speak for you because I'm sure you have another word for it. What I called the Detroit Lions was a perfect storm. You know what I mean? They got the guy that they wanted in Dan Campbell. Yeah, he was a little kooky. I mean, I was scared shitless of him. And that's the thing, I was scared shitless because he's talking about cannibalism in the fucking press conference. So of course I'm scared of him. But now I would. He's talking, Brandon. He's talking about cannibalism in the podium. Now, if you ask me today, yeah, I'll run through a wall for Dan Campbell, sure, but at the press conference, he was talking about cannibalism at the podium. You know what I mean? Like, and I think what it was, Dan Campbell and the general manager had a plan. They knew what the plan was. They knew what it was. It was they've. It's hard to describe it, and well, it's not hard to describe it. It's just what it is in today's NFL. It's just teams don't have patience for it. You have a general manager and a head coach that believe in the same thing and work and want to work through the plan. What we see a lot nowadays is I trust the head coach, but the general manager is not giving me the right picks, or I'm picking you guys top notch players, or I'm signing you guys, and you're just not doing it for me. You know what I mean? And I think in this case, it was a perfect storm for Detroit. In Denver's case, I think this was a disaster waiting to happen. And this even goes back before Russell Wilson. This goes back to, like you mentioned, to the John Elway era. Yes, you got an extension because you brought in Peyton Manning. If you didn't bring in Peyton Manning, you would have been fired a long time ago. Like that's the harsh reality of it. People can say what they want, but it's like, no, when you had a Peyton Manning, you're gonna get a little bit longer leash because it's Peyton freaking Manning. Well, what happened after Peyton Manning? I think there was more quarterbacks in Denver than there was horses in the merry-go-rounds and carnival fairs. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, how many quarterbacks did we see come and go through that door? Paxton Lynch. Gosh, who else? Brock Osweiler. Trevor Simeon. You know, it was a lot. And then you try to bring in some, Teddy Bridgewater. It didn't work out. You try to bring in, you drafted Drew Lock in the second round, thinking it could work. It didn't. Then you tried, a lot of other things. You tried this. Brett Rippon, thank you. Then you went in all in for a Russell Wilson. And I'll be honest with you. I think Russell Wilson had a good year last year. I think he had a good year. I think what happened is you had a head coach that didn't want him in the beginning, and he was going to do everything in his power. Russell Wilson could have thrown for 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He still probably would have cut him because Russell Wilson and Sean Payne are like oil and water. It's just never going to mix, right? It's just never going to go. And I think what we saw, and I'm being sincere here because this is tough for me. I know Denver's a division rival, but I have a really great friend who's a Denver Bronco fan, and it hurts because it's like I remember when the Broncos used to be a proud. I mean, for God's sakes, from like 2000 all the way up until like 2015, they made the playoffs every single fucking year. So they were used to, they were a proud franchise. Now it just seems like it's forever. Like it's been 10 years, almost 10 years since their last Super Bowl. And we're talking about that it could take another 10 years just for them to be good. Not even win, just to be good because they set themselves up that way. I think when I look at this and how I feel about the Denver Broncos is, especially with the moves they've done this offseason, I don't think there is no direction for the Denver Broncos. They have yes, they do have a leader at the helm. They do have a head coach at the helm. But I don't even think he believes in what he's saying. Because he's, again, call me crazy, old school coach, not willing to change his ways. The NFL has passed him by. What has he done? By the way, your defense that year, man. Oh, it was. It's just the problem is you guys met the Chicago Bears, who also had a great defense too. There's some things I can't forgive my team doing too either. Don't feel bad, bro. We lost to Tim fucking Tebow, so don't feel too bad. Dude, we lost to Tim Tebow for a chance to get into the playoffs. Don't feel too bad, brother. Don't feel too bad. It's the NFL, dude. You can't write this, bro. You can't. You can't write this, dude. Who was that guy? Oh man. I think if you were to tell people like, hey, for $2 million, where did Rex Grossman play his college football? Nobody would get it. Nobody. You can ask, hey, tell me where. I got a better one for you. Tell me where Kyle Orton played college football, and I will give you. Nobody would get it. If they were the same team, would you believe me? Would you have believed me? No, I'm serious. It happened. Look, turn on the TV. Look, it's just yeah, he was. He was. I think it was no, 2 years after. I think it was 2 years after Drew Brees left. But still, think about this. He was a freshman when Drew Brees was leaving. That's close enough, dude. Yeah, I think Kyle Warner was like a freshman when Drew Brees left for the NFL draft. So I mean, it's close enough. Okay. No, you wouldn't believe because people were like, "No, he was in Auburn." No, I got a funny story for you, by the way. I got a funny story for you how that all went down. I got a little bit of a story, but no, I just think for Denver, there has to be something because look at this again. Russell Wilson, 3,070 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. The only reason his passing yard number were low was because Sean Payton took him out. At one point, Russell Wilson statistically had better stats than Patrick Mahomes. Javonte Williams. Now, Javonte Williams, thank God he's back. Thank God he's back. Because the Denver needed a running game, and I'm happy for him. But Javonte Williams, it's going to take another. I mean, next year he should be in full better shape. 774 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, 47 receptions, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns. Last time I checked, that is a serviceable running back in today's NFL. Courtland Sutton, God bless his soul. 59 receptions, 772 yards, and 10 touchdowns. He came back. No, he missed the games. Came back and led the team in receptions, led the team in yards, and led the teams in touchdowns. That happened. Now, Alex Singleton, hey, I know not a lot of people watch Denver football, but Alex Singleton is one of the better, tacklers in today's NFL with 177 combined tackles. That doesn't happen by accident. He is good, and my respects to him. Jonathan Cooper, the second-year man out of University of North Carolina, 8 sacks. He's becoming one of the most underrated pass rushers in today's NFL. And then Justin Simmons, listen, man, there's no need to say anything about Justin Simmons. 3 interceptions. Here's where the problem lies with the Denver Broncos. Justin Simmons got cut. They cut. Well, their starting center is now in Tennessee. Josie Jewell, the longtime linebacker for Denver, is now in Carolina. So Carolina's all in on defense. They're trying to fix that defense. Jonathan Harris, one of the most serviceable defensive linemen for Denver in a lot of years, is now headed to Miami. Now, can he replace Christian Wilkins? That's going to be a little hard, but he's still really good. And then they made the $85 million decision to cut Russell Wilson. And if we've all seen the soundbite now during the head coaches, general manager, and owners meeting, where they were interviewing Sean Payton, didn't have the balls to look in the camera, was drinking his little juice, his little go mommy juice. Got asked the question, you knew he was going to get an $85 million cap hit. Did that bring into any consideration when you guys were deciding to cut him? And under his breath, he said, he didn't even look at the camera. He had no balls to look in the camera and say, no. My message to Sean Payton, and I'm going to look at the camera. Because I ain't know you know what. Homie, you better be right. Homie, you better be right. You have Denver Bronco legends fighting free agents because they cut Jerry Jeudy. Mark Schlereth gets on his case because he got a bag from Cleveland. Well, I'm sorry. They traded him. I'm sorry. They traded him to Cleveland. If Mark Schlereth should be mad at anybody, it should be the fact that the Broncos got nothing in return. You practically gave him away to Cleveland. Elijah Moore cost more than Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. Understand what I just said, Brandon. It cost more to trade for Elijah Moore than Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. But yet, Mark Schlereth has the balls, the gall to be mad at Jeudy because he got an extension from Cleveland. Homie, that ain't your place. Who are you to say that this man doesn't deserve a contract? Are you on the Brown staff that we didn't know about? Are you a mole that we don't know about? What are you pressed about that Jerry Jeudy got a contract from a franchise that traded for him? If you're going to be mad at anybody, be mad at Sean Payton. Be mad at the ownership that all they got in return for your beloved Broncos was a 6th round pick. You gave him away. You didn't want him. My issue, and we've talked about this, like the whole Tiki thing is with Saquon. My issue with this, Mark Schlereth has no right to go into another man's pockets like that. That ain't your decision, homie. Okay, call him a bust. Okay, that's your opinion. But the Browns made a financial investment for them to be a weapon, part of the future of Cleveland. I would say 3. I think everybody gave him a rookie year pass because, listen, it's your rookie year. We just want you to see what you can do. After his second year, it just seems like Denver just wanted nothing to do with him. And then they brought in Russell Wilson, and he had his best years back to back. Right, up and at it, yeah. Sean Payton threatened to cut him before the season even started his first year. So already, Sean Payton did not want Jerry Jeudy either.
like so ironic that he was sending messages like that to the entire receiving corps. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And it just didn't make any sense. But yeah, I think with the Jerry Jeudy situation, it is what it is. I feel like everybody that's kind of going at him is only going at him because of
his failures in Denver.
Yeah, and I think is it unfair? Probably. I mean, the man didn't really have a quarterback for his first couple of years in the fucking league. what have we been saying the last 2-3 nights? Like, they don't have a quarterback. Like, these receivers are getting into these situations and they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
And he was one of those guys that fell right into a team that didn't have a quarterback. So it feels like, even with Russell Wilson, like I said, the organization in its whole, intact, like the whole situation with the organization, they seem like they don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. It seems like Walmart want the team just to buy a team. It doesn't seem like they know what the fuck they really are doing. And I can see the Denver. Be honest with you, I can see the Denver Broncos being sold in 2 more years. Because I don't think they really know what the fuck they're doing. I think they really bought the team just to say they bought the team. I do not know. I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh, I got 3. I would just like to point out 3 things. In the statement that you said, if I may. The first thing, listen, Jerry Jeudy was already on a rocky start to come to Denver anyway. Because remember, when he came in, it's like, dude, you're not gonna. We just drafted you because you're a luxury pick, but you could be our wide receiver of the future. Because we have Cortland Sutton and we had KJ Hamler and we had God, I'm trying to remember the other guy's name. Hamlin, right? Was it Hamlin? No. Yeah, it was really good too. He was really good too. Yes. So, but here's the thing: we knew Emmanuel Sanders was like on a rental, and then we knew that Jerry Jeudy is going to have to work his way up, which is okay with that. So of course he's going to have drops because he's not working with the first team reps. So I'm able to forgive that. Then you neglected him by getting rid of talent again, second year. You made him try to you tried to make it work with Drew Lock. Like you forced Drew Lock into the Denver organization. Like you forced it. And then 3, what happens is, okay, you finally get a quarterback. Didn't work out because the first coach was inept. Was so stupid that I still do not think he knows how to tell time. Then you bring in a guy who, championship pedigree. Yeah, I mean, he's a champion. He's won a Super Bowl. And the first thing he does is he goes on public saying, I don't like my fucking quarterback, and I'm willing to get rid of all my wide receivers right off the get-go. If I'm Jerry Jeudy, I would feel some type of way too. Now I have to play. But why the fuck am I going to play for this guy? On his first day as head coach, came out with a public statement saying, we're cutting this shit with Russell Wilson. He never liked them. And he threatened to trade or cut Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. If I'm Cortland Sutton, I would be like, I would show up. I would literally retire just for them to trade me and unretire. How do you think Jerry Jeudy was supposed to feel? When the man already said, I'm willing to cut you and I don't give a fuck because I'm Sean Payton. Well, Sean Payton, as a Raider fan, I enjoyed kicking your ass. And I can't wait to kick your ass again and again and again. And I will flip you off again like I did last week of the season. You got a hissy fit. And if you need a reminder, it's that finger right there that I threw at you. That finger right there. Because you ain't shit without Drew Brees. You ain't shit, homie. You're not a coach. You're just a dictator with power. Everybody that left is thanking God, is praying to whatever they believe in because they're out not playing for you anymore.
It is a thing because we talked about this yesterday, right? I don't know what the hell's going on with certain teams because they need Justin Simmons. I don't know what's going on. They need to get this guy.
You know what? I'll defend him, but go ahead. I'll defend his. I'll defend him on I think what's happening here. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're trying to plant bad press about him because we act like we know that the NFL likes to plant certain things about
Oh, of
certain
course.
players.
I mean, come on. I mean, we know it's not true, but it's like okay, we're gonna have to play along. Blah blah blah.
We know it's not true, but it feels like, yeah, Justin Simmons being still free agent is weird as shit on the planet because, like, bro, you got teams that need a safety.
Here's my thing. How the hell does Kareem Jackson have a job before Justin Simmons? Like that's what gets me.
Kareem Jackson literally gets suspended every 2 games because he doesn't know how to fucking tackle. In this year, he gets suspended every 2 fucking games.
He has a job before Justin Simmons.
That shit is weird.
I think for me, and like I said, here's my take on the whole Justin Simmons thing. It could be a little weird that he hasn't signed, right? Because we're like what a couple weeks out since free agency, right? I think it's because understand what did Garrett Bowles, what did Justin Simmons, what did they say? I've been here for 5-6 years. I haven't won shit. I think what he's waiting for is he wants to see how the teams fill out, and at the end he goes, "Hey, I'll take a 1 year minimum to join a really good football team."
I would look at Philly. I would look at Philly, and I would look at
Honestly, I would look at Kansas City. I would look at the Chiefs and go,
I would look Baltimore.
"That'd be sick."
I'm Garrett Bowles. I would definitely look at Kansas City's direction.
But the thing is, they're not going to trade Garrett Bowles as much as he wants to. Like everybody's saying, "I want to stay." Garrett Bowles is probably saying, "I want to leave," and Sean Payne's like, "No, you're staying." Like, no, fuck you.
That's some Arizona shit.
That's some true Arizona shit right there, bro. Aww. And here's the thing. Free agency wise, Brandon Jones, former safety for Miami, cool. Malcolm Roach, Matt Pert, tackle from the Giants, and Josh Reynolds, the wide receiver from Detroit. Sean Payton saw Josh Reynolds drop 2 game-changing passes and said, "That's my guy. I want a guy who drops balls in pressure, and I want a guy who has back-to-back season injury on his ACL as my wide receivers." Which is why I can't wait to kick Sean Payton's ass again. I am so sick, bro. I am so sick and demented. I got pleasure fucking beating his ass last year. I'm going to be honest with you. I think there is one saving light that if Sean Payton was as smart as he was, he would actually play this guy a little bit more. And that is Marvin Mims Jr. The reason we didn't talk about him his rookie year is because he didn't play a lot his rookie year. But when he did catch the ball, when he returned a kick, it was either damn near a touchdown or a long play. Sean Payton is so stupid. I can sell him ice, and he lives in Colorado. He doesn't deserve to be the head coach of the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos deserve a better. And this is coming from a Raider fan who hasn't seen a playoff win in 20 odd years. And I'm over here sitting up here saying, man, the Denver Broncos deserve better than this piece of shit. And I'm sorry if I'm coming off aggressive. I'm sorry about the cursing today on this episode. But if there's one thing that irks me the most, it's guys that think they're better than what they truly are. You're better, like your counterpart, Bill Belichick, because you had one of the all-time great quarterbacks at your hand, at your disposal. You want to know what impresses me? Gardner Minshew took the Colts to the playoffs. You want to know what impresses me? Mike Tomlin took the Steelers to the playoffs with no fucking quarterback. That impresses me. You think you're bigger than everybody because you got a Super Bowl ring? Bro, your Super Bowl ring? Put it like this. VCRs were still a thing the last time you won a Super Bowl. I would chill the hell out. The last time you won a Super Bowl ring, people would buy DVD racks for their DVDs.
Blu-rays were starting to come out. That's how fucking old that shit. Blu-rays were starting to become a thing. You realize that shit? Blu-ray discs were starting to become a thing with the same thing. So that is the craziest.
So I don't want to hear Sean Payton deserves to do whatever he wants because he's got a Super Bowl ring. Well, if that's the case, Mike McCarthy deserves the, he doesn't deserve to get the harsh criticism either because he's won a Super Bowl ring.
He won one the year later.
So what are we talking about? What are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking about? So I'm sorry that I'm hard on Sean Payne. I'm sorry that, like I said, about the cursing and all that stuff. But the Denver Broncos deserve better. You're willing to ride with Jarrett Stidham and Ben DiNucci because your pride is so stupid? Whatever, man. It's your job, not mine. Who am I? I'm just a guy that works an honest job. Will never make the money that you make. But at least I can tell you, at least I know how to put a team together. At least I know when I can tell you when what is right is right.
I saw Sean Payton try to make Taysom Hill his starting quarterback. He's dead. I've seen it.
So it is what it is. It is what it is to me. To me, it is what it is because at the end of the day, this is Sean Payton's team. He has every right to do what he wants with the team. Like Hugh Jackson said in that Hard Knocks episode, it's my team and I get to do whatever the hell I want with it, right? Do you get fired? Well, Sean Payton, this is your team. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You guys are going to be worse this year than you were last year and the year before. Brandon, you always have this knack to be like a year off. I remember when you said the Giants were going to be bad, they made the playoffs, and then the Giants were bad. It's like, this is the Giants I expected to see last year. You always have a knack for this. I think you called the Denver selecting in the top 5, but I think it's going to be this fucking season. So, Brendan, any last words before? Because I want to get through this pick because the fact that he's still the head coach with everything that they've done to screw this team kills me. Fucking kills me, man.
I think with Denver is, like I said earlier, the organization is putting their faith in this dude, but it's like you got rid of one problem and you brought in another. Like as much as Russell Wilson was giving him pretty much all of the power his first year, he didn't really stop it. Like he did with Sean Payton, he made it worse. He gave a head coach all power, which is the stupidest shit already. I don't know who fucking GM is in the Denver Broncos. I'm pretty sure it's Sean Payton. Okay, that's pretty much what it feels like. And for Denver, they got to figure that out. Like I said, the ownership of Denver, this feels like for the first 3 years of your organization, of you owning the team, you have screwed up your team and set them back for a decade, at least. And as much as people want to sit there and say Detroit, but Detroit, you got to realize Detroit was building something before they got their capital. They just had to believe in their coach. That was it. I don't think not a motherfucking player believes in Sean Payton. Not one. I don't think nobody believes in Sean Payton. I don't think players want to play for him. I might be wrong, but you get rid of the players.
I'll put it to you like this, Brennan. Let me put it to you like this. I was at the final game of the Broncos and the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium, the final week of the season. I couldn't tell you how fast, like when the game was over, Trayvon Merrick intercepted the ball. Some players were already walking to the locker room.
People don't want to play for him. And people act like this. See, this is the thing I was saying before, he retired from the Saints. I was like, Sean Payton feels off. Like, he doesn't feel like the coach anymore. I said that, a lot of people thought I was crazy for saying this shit. Because I was like,
I heard it. I remember that. And I'm going to admit to you, I thought I was one of those people. I was like, I heard it first and I'm like, I think he's crazy. And then I kept listening and I'm like, you know what? He might be onto something. I didn't see it like that until you said it. Until your episode on that episode, I didn't see it like that until you put it clearly. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
like, people thought I was crazy for saying. I was like, man, I'd rather Sean Payton get fired. I don't want to play like this. I'd rather the dude get fucking fired. I'd rather him lose his job and go somewhere than have my team look like this. And people thought I was freaking nuts for saying it. I'm like, no, because I see what the fucking character is. He hasn't been that guy since Drew Brees left, and I don't think he's ever going to probably find that guy because at the end of the day, might be because of like Bill Belichick treatment. The problem is, Sean Payton, your offense. I can understand Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? But the defense has always been great. It's never been the defense that was a problem with the Patriots. It's always been the offense. But Bill Belichick, he wasn't a fucking offensive. Sean Payton is an offensive-minded coach. So how's your offense sucking so bad? How's your offense the worst part of your fucking team? Make that make sense, please, because it doesn't.
And people are going to look at this and be like, well, Brandon, the defense finished 27th overall. Yeah. If your offense kept going 3 and out, turnover, you're going to be bad too.
And the thing is, he didn't trust the fucking offense. You're putting it together and you don't trust your own offense. Make that make sense. I don't know what the body had with Russell Wilson. To be honest with you, I don't care. He said on Fox Sports with Colin Cowherd and lied the entire time he was on that fucking program. Talking about how he wanted to help Russell Wilson get to a better place as a quarterback, and then immediately got there and immediately trashed everything he was.
I will say this though. I will say this though. Russell Wilson is a better man than I am.
Yeah, as a player, like you see your starting quarterback get trashed, like even if you don't even like Russell Wilson like that, as a player, you gotta eventually be like, God damn, man, what the? Hey, bro, I might not like him, but at least he's a fucking starting quarterback, bro. Like he's a teammate. He's a teammate. Like you got two negative people in one place. That's not good for the team. That just isn't. And I think that at the end of the day, Denver's organization is this season is going to prove one thing. Sean Payton just isn't that guy, and he hasn't been that guy for a while. And maybe he is falling into the Bill Belichick feeling where it's like you needed a Hall of Fame quarterback to even be relevant. And as soon as you lost him, you couldn't do shit. That may be the situation at hand right now.
It could be it. I mean, it could be it. It's just one of those things where I just find it terrible because I know the Broncos deserve better. I know that much. But the thing is, if the organization is going to continue to allow this to happen, then
we don't talk about this, but there was kind of like you said earlier, like they always make the playoffs. There was kind of like New England, right? Like,
yeah, they didn't win the Super Bowl, but I mean, at least they were there.
no, they didn't win this, but they always was in the conversation. They were always there. They were always in the playoffs. So it kind of feels like a New England feeling. Like you need to suffer a little bit. We're not too. I'm not broken up about them fucking failing like this. I'm not really that broken up.
But eventually, when is enough enough? You know, like when's enough enough?
It's been a decade. That's not I've seen since Cincinnati not do shit for years.
Oh man,
Cardinals not do shit
that
for
was
years.
yeah. The Cincinnati days. That was tough.
I've seen Cleveland not do shit for years. Like I've seen some team. I've seen my team not do shit for years. I've seen the Saints suck my entire life until we won a Super Bowl. Let them son of a bitch suffer. I don't care. Like I'm not feeling no trepidation by goddamn Denver Broncos. Let them son of a bitch suffer. I don't have no. Let's let them son of a bitch suffer. I'm good on it. You won a Super Bowl recently. I don't feel so bad for you. You won a Super Bowl just recently, a decade ago. I'm good.
Yeah, we're okay. But no, I just think it's just one of those things. Like I think Bronco fans want to like put it in their head that they're going to be fine and they're going to do this and they're going to be great. No, you're not. Like no, you're not. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, it's just oh man, it's going to be weird. And I don't know. I like I said, it's just one of those things where could I see Sean Payne on the hot? If Sean Payne is not on the hot seat now, he will be if they come out flat out of the gate. So here we go.
Sean Payton's probably gonna lose his job this season. I don't know when, but he's probably gonna lose his job this season because you just made us.
Do you think it's a Josh McDaniels effect? Do you think it could be like a Josh McDaniels effect where, let's say the team's not performing up to par, right? And let's say they have that team meeting and then they let it all out and then they get their ass kicked the next game and it's like, hey, we're just going to have to call it here.
No, because one reason why is because I think they might pull a plug a little faster. The reason why I said because you just made us give up an $85 million cap hit, and we have nothing to show for it, and we suck, and we're not getting better anytime soon, and it's your fault. It's a lot. It's a lot of shit to go into. Sean Payton is probably going to get fired. It's like, bro, you have a lot of shit that's wrong. Like,
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. I get it. It's just a tough deal.
The thing about the Denver Broncos is you cannot do what you did with Nathaniel Hackett. You saw him failing. You should have just 100% just cut the fucking ties. But you let it play out longer than it needs to. You cannot do that with Sean Payton. If you don't see it working, cut the ties. Get rid of it. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Let it be.
Yeah.
Let it go. And that's where I think that the Broncos is gonna have to mentally get themselves into that understanding.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting. All right, Brendan. It's pick 12 now. So commissioners at the podium. What name is the commissioner going to read for the Denver Broncos at pick number 12?
All right. Pick number 12 in 2024 NFL Draft. Denver Broncos will select Bo Nix, quarterback, University of Oregon. Listen, I don't know what Denver's gonna do at 12. They go defense. Clearly, we know they need defense. They can go offense. Clearly, we know they need offense. But what we do know is they damn sure need a quarterback. They go receiver, corner, safety, deep tackle, defensive end. One thing we do know is eventually you're going to have to get a quarterback. And at the end of the day, I do not see Sean Payton sitting there saying that, being that damn stubborn and being that damn stupid, knowing I just got rid of Russell Wilson for no fucking reason at all. Just because I don't like it. And my job is now on the line. Yeah, it matters. That's going to play in at some point. You have to start picking a draft. I don't know if you trade up and try to get a little higher up there. If you don't really have anything of value that any team would want.
Garrett Bowles. They had Garrett Bowles and Patrick Surtain.
That's about it. You got pretty much everybody. Like, what the fuck do we need from you? And that's about it. Garrett Bowles and maybe Courtland Sutton, because you still have him on your roster. Maybe. But even in that sense, it's like, I'll just wait till next year. I feel like Old Knicks, he's more of a veteran than having a fucking quarterback in the league. I mean, him and Herbert was in the same quarterback class. That's how fucking long respect comes from. That shit is weird. That shit is so weird. Like, just that Herbert going on like what in 5-6 years in the league, and Bo Nix is just arriving.
It's a little weird.
That's a little weird, but maybe he bonds with Bo Nix. Maybe that's the guy he needs to bond with. Maybe that's the guy he can, because he doesn't have to teach him some different philosophy. He can just give him the playbook and let him see what happens. I mean, but what Bo Nix accomplished over the season, I mean, he was second in QBR in college football this year, 91.2 completion rate, 77%, over 4,000 yards passing, and 45 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, especially in the Pac-12, we've had Michael Penix Jr. Did you see Michael Penix Jr., by the way? I know this is a completely another sidetrack. Did you see?
Oh, he was moving. Yeah, he was moving today. Anybody that had any issues with those injuries?
I'm trying to understand Michael Penix Jr. I was watching ESPN today. Michael Penix Jr. is now in the conversation for the 5th quarterback took it. But J.J. McCarthy what is happening? Like, yo, Michael Penix Jr. just went out there and had a 37-foot vertical jump, 4.6 speed, can still throw a fucking football, and we're like, but J.J. McCarthy could read like X's and O's. He put shit.
Yeah, and so can Drake May, but you're looking at him like,
I'm sorry. I know it is supposed to be about Bo Nix, but this shit is just ridiculous.
this is like comical.
This shit is ridiculous. Like, I'm trying to understand. My son today is like, oh yeah, my Penix Jr. throwing was awesome, and yeah, he ran a 4.6 speed, and we had it clocked about 4.5, and it's, yeah, he's playing for the 5th position in the quarterback conversation. What the fuck are you watching, sir? Like, what is going on? What is happening right now? Man, oh my god. Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck is people looking at? I don't get it. You realize that his receiver could be taken first in the first round, like top 10, and he could be taken 2nd round? What the fuck is going on?
By the way, I still have him out there.
Oh my god, that is just stupid. I don't get people. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand football. And the more I understand it, I'm like, the one guy has actually been good the entire time of his career. Since Indiana, the man has been good. Even with the injury, he's been good. And you're going to sit up here and tell me a guy that literally has played in a system his entire college career is going to go top 5.
I mean, that's what they think, which is fine. Hey, listen, it's fine by me. It's fine by me.
I hope he falls. 14, 13. I hope he falls. That would be, because I see Raiders Twitter already being like, he said,
If Michael Penix Jr. gets drafted by the Raiders, he won't have to walk anywhere. We will carry him. Raider Nation will carry him from the airport to the headquarters. Like, yeah. Like, I think I found Juan's burner account. Like, wait a minute, those words are what Juan would say.
Interesting to see. Just because Sean Payton, I don't know, man. I just felt like they need a quarterback. You cannot go into the season with Jarrett Stidham. I'm sorry, you just can't. You like, and how ironic would that shit be if Bo Nix comes in and replaces Jarrett Stidham as the quarterback? Because
that'd be like a. At this point, I would look at Jarrett Stidham and be like, "Come here." That's okay.
So weird. He plays in that
Hey,
arm, so
put his head on his shoulder like it happened again. I know, buddy. I know. Get it out, man. I get it. I get it. You think Matt Leinart was happy that Vince Young beat him in his rookie year again in the fashion that he did? Could you imagine that? Like, no, here's the thing that people don't talk about. Matt Leinart and Vince Young met in their rookie season. Arizona was up. They gave the ball back to Tennessee. He went down the field and he scored the game-winning touchdown. And Matt Leinart's on the sideline going, I've seen this fucking movie before. He's looking at his defensive coordinator. I fucking told you.
even more crazy is that Marcus Mariota did the same shit to James Winston the first time they met in their rookie year.
Yeah. The same thing. Like, you can't write that. You can't. That's, when I saw that Vince Young Matt Leinart matchup and I saw Vince Young do that, I'm just like, if I'm Matt Leinart, why do I have to play football anymore? Why?
Well, that question was answered 6 games later because Kurt Warner took his job.
Yeah, no shit. He goes, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. Vince Young broke Matt Leinart's spirit. Okay? The pride of Troy. He broke that man's spirit. Vince Young did that. Vince Young did that, folks. Oh, man. It was like God of War when, Kratos defeated Ares and shit. And Kratos got on the throne. That's Vince Young on the throne going, I'm the God of War, but I'll never be happy. That's fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
I remember that game. I remember that, like, Arizona was up, and it was like, well, Vince Young had the ball last, and we all know how this all plays out.
I saw that and I looked at my brother and I'm like, he looked at me, he goes, it took me to that Missing Rings. You've seen that series, right? The Missing Rings, where the greatest teams that never won the Super Bowl. Remember when they did the Vikings and they came pan to Chris Carter after he missed that field goal? I didn't even feel like playing football anymore. Because I felt like I could never win. I can only imagine Matt Leinart saying that, like, I don't want to play anymore. Because I
That was the least in the NFC Championship game. That was just a random regular season.
and you know what? To this day, I still look at the Missing Ring series and that Minnesota team that lost in '98. I look at it and I'm just like, they were there.
That was one of the weirdest fucking games ever. Like, how the fuck did Atlanta win?
And then literally almost 10 years, a little bit over 10 years later, Brett Favre decides to throw it across his body. After that, I knew Brett Favre was never going to win again. I knew he was never going to win again.
Wasn't it a beautiful photo? It was so beautiful.
Yeah, to Tracy Porter. Yeah, to Tracy Porter.
He threw that shit perfect line, everything. It was just perfect.
Yeah. It was great. If your name was Tracy Porter that night.
Everybody's name was Tracy Porter that night in New Orleans, so I will take that. Yes.
And then you know what? He follows it up, and I'm like, this dude can't get lucky in the same playoff run. Pick 6 to end of the game for the Super. Like, you know what? Say what you want about Tracy Porter, that he was never anything after that. But for at least for a playoff run, he was the king of his world. You can't take that away from him.
Even that to me, I mean, man, good. He did exactly what he needed to do. He got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, he got his ring. He got it. He made sure that they got it. He didn't have to run it all the way back though. That game was out of reach, and he's just like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But all right, here I go. Okay. I went back and forth on this. I went back and forth on what I think Denver should do, and I came to the conclusion because I literally had a like come I this is how fucked up it is. I had a come to Jesus moment making this pick. I literally had a come to Jesus moment, like, they have to do this. I think it's only right that they do this because they need juice. They need some juice in that room. They need some, whether Sean Payton's there next year or not, but they need somebody where it's like, I'm going to be the guy to turn this around, but you have to believe in me and follow my lead. So, with the 12th pick in this year's 2024 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Dimian, aka Chop Robinson, edge, Penn State. They need some juice. They need a leader on that defense. Not to say that Alex Singleton and Jonathan Cooper and Patrick Surtain are not it. But what they need, what the Denver Broncos need right now is a tone setter. I'm going to set the tone for this game. I'm going to be the guy that's going to do all the dirty work and make you guys all look great. But I'm going to do it. And I get it. There's going to be people out there like, well, why don't you take the kid from UCLA? Or why don't you take the other kid from Alabama or the kid from Missouri? Because they need juice. They need a spark, man. They need somebody that's, go get it, man. Go get that shit. That's what they need. That's what the Denver Broncos need. They need that shit. And Chop Robinson is all that. He is all juice. Now I know. When you look at a stat line this year, when you look at his stats overall in college, nothing impressive. Especially this year, 15 tackles, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He did earn first team All Big Ten 2023, but forget the stats. Forget the stats. Wherever the ball was, he was there. He passed the rusher, stopped the run. At one point, he was even covering tight ends for a little bit. Because he has that. He has that juice. And at 6'3", 254 pounds, he's going to bring that juice, man. That's what the Broncos need. The Broncos need somebody that's going to elevate a unit. The reason I didn't go quarterback here, Brandon, was because of one of two things. One, it's not that it's early. It's just the Denver Broncos don't need a quarterback right now. In a sense, they don't need a quarterback because they don't have the team for it. Because what's the point of having another Bryce Young experience? You can get your quarterback next year. And number two, I don't think Sean Payton likes rookies anyway. Timo, what's going on, my man? I sincerely doubt that Sean Payton likes rookies. And he's not going to risk it for a guy who's going to be 25 his rookie year. Or 24 his rookie year. He's still not going to do it. I don't think quarterback is in the cards. Now, could it be in the cards maybe in the mid rounds? Like a Michael Clayton from Tulane, a Joe Milton from Alabama or from Tennessee? Maybe. Somebody that you don't have to really invest, but he's there just in case. He risked cutting Russell Wilson for $85 million. That tells me he doesn't care who's at quarterback. What he wants is a yes man at quarterback. And Jarrett Stidham is the ultimate yes man. And listen, I like Jarrett Stidham because he put up a hell of a fight against the 49ers a couple seasons ago. Jarrett Stidham has more in my heart than the previous guy who was there, okay? Put it that way. But I just don't see Sean Payton pulling the trigger for a quarterback here. But he knows he needs juice on the defense. And I can tell you this much. Jonathan Cooper, Alex Singleton, now you get Chop Robinson, and then you signed Zach Allen last year to play. I'm gonna tell you, man. Malcolm Roach is now gonna be inside to play in that 3-4. I'll tell you this, man. The Denver Broncos, if they go with Chop, they got scary. Now I get it. The kid from UCLA probably is the better prospect, and I'm willing to bet that as well. But they need juice, man. They need juice. I'm going with Chop here. I'm going with Chop Robinson here for Denver.
Well, you know how I feel about Chop Robinson. He's already gone on my board. He went at 9. I have no disagreements with that. I think Chop Robinson is the dude. Like I said, you cannot get mad at either or. You get Dallas Turner or you get Chop Robinson. You got something. You know that. You got something. And that's the thing. I think that this team, Denver needs a lot of shit. Let's be real. That's being nice to them. They need a lot of shit. They need a lot of shit. Defensively, offensively, they need new head coach, possibly. They need a lot of shit. A lot of shit. And I feel like with a Chop Robinson, it would definitely automatically make the defense somewhat of a daunting task, especially going up against the Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herberts. And whoever the Raiders decide to have as quarterback, so you automatically have something.
Gardner Minshew.
I mean, I'm laughing, but it could be true.
It could be true.
I'm laughing, but it could be true. I feel like with Chop Robinson, I think he can fit any defense. That's a crazy point. People don't understand. That dude is really fucking just good. He can fit any defense.
Yeah, he could play outside linebacker in a 3-4 or 4-3, or he could play defensive end at 4-3 or 3-4. He's just he's an edge. Like, he'll set the edge. And he could play defensive end anywhere. He could play outside linebacker anywhere. It's okay. So it's just, I like Chop Robinson here for Denver. I think he'll bring an energy. I think he'll bring an energy to this defense because they need it. Because they know the offense is going to be terrible, and not to the fault of the players, but to the fault of the guy who's calling the plays. So I got Chop Robinson here. Yeah, Bo Nix. Whew. I mean, I could see that too, you know. But I'll be honest with you, it would surprise me if he took a rookie quarterback.
It was surprising, but we also felt that same way when Patriots took Mac Jones. We were like, wait, they took a fucking quarterback for a rookie? It feels like that.
Almost.
When you're fighting for your legacy, it's like, this shit is on you now. Like, you got to figure it out. You don't have a Hall of Fame walking through the door.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Randy Moss is not coming through that door anytime soon.
You just got rid of a Hall of Fame quality quarterback and Russell Wilson, and you just said, fuck it. So now you're kind of like, this is why I said a long time ago, like, they need a splash. They need a splash. They cannot be just trying anymore. This is one of those times where Sean Payton, you will get fired. This isn't going to be like, oh, I just retired, so I don't get fired. Type of feeling. Like, you will get fired. You don't figure this out.
Because I got to tell you this, fired, retired. If he retires, no one's calling him back. Nobody. So we'll see. But all right. That is the 12th pick in today's draft. So that is it for today. Just to recap, Brandon went with the quarterback from Oregon, Bo Nix. I went with Chop Robinson, the edge rusher from Penn State. You guys let us know in the comments what you guys liked or what route would you guys would take. Would you get another corner to pair out with Patrick Surtain? Is safety in play here? Is Brian Murphy in play here? Here's the thing. The Denver Broncos, anything's in play here, right? So anything's in play. So it is what it is. But that's the episode today. Tomorrow, we are at pick number 13. The Raiders are on the clock. Oh, we got a fun one tomorrow. Can't wait to see how Brandon screws me on this one. Can't wait to see how he screws me on this one. You could have given me Michael Penix. You couldn't give me Drake May. And now you can't give me Bo Nix. Can't wait to see how you screw me in this one. Mother, I will come through that screen. You son of a... I will come through that screen. Like, there's going to be the technical difficulties. Please stand by. Help me. Help me. I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be fun. I'll be honest with you. For me being a Raider fan this year, I felt like I went through 2 seasons last year. I feel like I did 2 seasons in one, and I'm like really tired. Just wait. Like, just wait. You know, that's what it felt like to me. It felt like having 2 seasons in one, and oh my god, oh, oh man, I'm just tired. I guess I think after the last game, I was just like, I'm gonna miss you guys. All right, see you next year. Thank God. Thank God. So, whew, we'll see. We'll see. But no, the Raiders are on the clock tomorrow. We'll see what we do for them. You know, we'll see. We'll see. So, Brandon, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Again, so sorry about the late delay. Whether Mother Nature decided to give us a quick little visit, but we should be okay by tomorrow. Just seeing by the weather channel on my computer screen, I think we should be fine tomorrow. But until then, Brandon, as always, man, you have a wonderful night. Everybody, thank you so much for hearing us out. And then we will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, please take care.